Also, is everyone cool? I know Ryan is because he's the 90% the only person I bleep. Is everyone cool with free, uncensored conversation? Because I do blow F-bombs occasionally, but I'm done editing that shit.
Half of my vocabulary is the F word, so yes.
Nick, thoughts?
I haven't cared the entire time.
Nick, you just breathed a breath of fresh air into me, just like Ryan cocking his gun. And on that note,
He said cocker.
did you say he's a cocker?
One cock, he's ready to blow.
One pump. That's all I need.
Welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials, covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. I'm your host, Joe Tweeden. Not gonna lie, my throat is on fire during this intro because I ran out of chaser upon taking a shot of liquor. And that's how we're gonna open up episode 20.
Just a F-bomb and your throat being on fire.
Did I F-bomb already?
I did. The
20.
moment I became unmuted, I said, fuck.
Oh, let's add to the uncensorship. Holy fuck. You're not going to hear it often, guys, but episode 123 starts off with a bang. Not a mukbang. A Hornitos tequila bang. And I ran out of chaser. So, Nick, we're hitting raw cut now because then we're going to fill our audience in shortly. Shoot, I don't have my sample clips again. I promise, Nick, I'll get hand clapping and crickets for those awkward moments. I'll get those queued up soon. But until then, guys, I gave you the intro. Welcome to Nerdentials. I mentioned the number, podcast 123. I'm late to 122. If you guys are wondering where the hell that is, it should be in the feed by the time you hear this. But I'd like to introduce my partner in crime, my co-op buddy for life. Right now we got the Nick Thomas. Welcome, Nick.
Hey. Glad to be here.
How does it feel to be free?
It's been a while.
Oh, that's true. And although we did not express that in the previous recording, that's more my fault than anything. Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 weeks.
I missed my boys.
Oh, we missed you. We missed you, sir. And to chime in with additional mishaps and mystery, and I'm happy to announce he hasn't lost his mustache yet. The Ryan Kuhn.
It's still alive along with my long hair. It's just hidden.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. You threatened us a few weeks back that you may cut said things. Did it grow back that fast? Or did you...
It's like you shave it and then it's just there again in the morning. It's really annoying.
Did it? Did it really? Did you actually, in the last 3 weeks, take a blade to it?
No.
And try to end it? No?
It's a Hydra stash. He cuts it. 2 more grow back in its place.
Probably. And by end it, I don't mean your life. I mean your beard.
No. I was going to get my hair cut and then shave, but I just haven't done that yet because I'm a lazy piece of shit.
Hot damn. Well, if anyone's wondering why at the bottom of the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, that's right, guys, youtube.com//Nerdentials, there is a third box below Nick that's not there.
Yeah.
We'll go to the 4 corners of Nostradamus, and you'll see, bam, 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 that corner right there. Moving fast, moving quick.
That's for our fellow
here,
ginger
right here,
compadre.
right here. Where I'm at right now,
quite here.
This corner right here, redheaded ginger, dealing with some family stuff. You know, respect. If I have to boot him from the stream, we will. If he doesn't join us later, that's all right. But we're holding out. We're holding out dearly for him to join. But until then, guys.
Here's the thing, guys.
Oh,
We're,
Nick,
we're,
yes.
we're all people with families, and our families got to come first. But this is our second love.
It's our second family, Nick.
Yeah.
Second family.
And Joe's like the uncle that's always drunk, but that's besides the point.
Nick, I'm trying to clean up, sir. You don't got to make it a thing.
Speaking of cleaning up, I'm
Oh,
down
yeah.
37 pounds.
Fuck
You? Sorry,
Yeah.
that sounded rude, but I'm I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You, sir?
I started on the first of the year doing keto. 37
Hold on.
pounds.
Hold on.
6 pant sizes.
Hold on. I need to. Hold on. We
Jesus.
need
What
to
are you
fix
wearing
this
now?
with it. I'm looking at.
38s, bro.
38?
Yeah.
Shit. I wear a 34.
Fuck!
You're
If
almost
I
to
don't
me.
hurry quick, you're gonna pass me. Shit! Ryan, I'm wearing 38 right now.
I think Nick's going to win this. He's going to be at 32 before I am.
I think
Ryan-
he will because
Ryan-
I ain't doing keto.
Ryan, I haven't been in 38s since I was back at Abby's with you.
Jesus.
Can you give our listeners
Like
a
10 years
context of
ago.
year of? Well, thank you, Ryan. 10 years. There you go, guys.
It's like 10 years ago we worked at Abby's, I think.
Damn.
I'm still a little bit over 300 pounds, but
Bro, I'm looking at your face and you look. I'm trying to compare, but I think you're thinner than me in the face. Shit.
You definitely have slimmed up in the face a lot.
Nothing against you. Props to you. I'm just like
Hey.
shit to me. Like, damn. Adjusting the jaw, but it ain't helping.
but I have
always
to
had a
share
big
something.
fucking head myself, so.
I had the funniest thing happen the other day. It was the most awkward and funniest thing it's
Oh, at the drive-thru?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do tell.
I went to go get food and ordered my burger lettuce wrapped because I'm on my diet. Can't have it with a Coke Zero, because I'm watching the Fig.
All right. Go on.
And I get up to the window and this girl like leans out the window when she's trying to get my money and she's like, "Why are you trying to order all this diet stuff and all low carb stuff?" I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to lose weight. I need to make myself more healthier so I feel better about myself and all that." And she's just like, "Honey, you don't need to look you don't need to lose any weight. You look finer than frog's hair." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You know that dad bod's in." And I told and what was it? She said,
Finer than frog's hair and dad's bod is what I heard.
yes. But then I hear them say, "You know that dad bod's in," and oh Lord knows I have some daddy issues.
You said that, or she said
No,
that? Oh, she
that's what
said
she
that.
said.
I love it.
Oh man! Oh wow!
I was like, "Well,
Oh
thank you."
wow!
It's been a while since I've been complimented.
Well, sorry that's a
Shit.
fact, sir.
That
but
just reminded
damn.
me myself. So I work at a vape shop, and
No,
I know, right?
I'm kidding.
Crazy.
I'm kidding.
But this like having absolutely my ideal woman comes in like just perfect in every regard that I would consider perfect.
Visually,
She's a
Theoretically.
great conversationalist, which is the number one thing for me. Like, I fucking hate dating for the fact that like I constantly have to carry the conversation, which is mind destroying for me because I'm like, fuck, I need some kind of discourse, anything. I don't care if you disagree with me or agree with me. Let's just something.
that can be
Anyway.
A thing.
She's all smiley, playing with her hair, talking to me, asking me a bunch of questions, and my chimpanzee fucking brain is not picking up on this.
Oh, I was like,
I'm
you have a
sitting here-
chimpanzee?
Yeah, I know it's in there, but
Shit, Marcel?
yeah. Marcel Marceau.
I was 90s Friends reference. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, she's like flirting with me and stuff, and I'm not picking it up, and we're just fucking talking for a long time. I end up selling her some stuff. Sticks around, keeps talking to me, and I'm just like, nothing up here is going on. And then she ends up leaving, and I help another customer, and it just like all fucking hits me like that, and I'm like, fuck.
You're like she spent money
Yeah, spent money.
at your store and then kept talking.
kept talking to me.
Hold on.
For
We
a good,
need
like
we need
30
a countdown
minutes the
moment right here,
entire
Ryan. I'm
time.
sorry. Right here. This is for you. And that's the amount of time I wasn't going to make our listeners wait that your brain was processing shit.
Yeah. No, it took
Love
a
you.
good 30 minutes of
Well,
conversation.
This girl's here flirting with him and stuff, and his brain has taken the Travolta, where it's like looking around like,
Yeah, it just did not
Oh,
register.
I thought you made a really sour reference to Willis, and I was like, oh, too soon, dude.
what? No, the Travolta, the
Sorry,
confused Travolta.
Sorry.
I picked up
brought
what
a
you were
real
putting down.
thing to an old thing, and I made a shit of it. I'm sorry.
But,
Well,
yeah.
actually, if you're going to be covering TV news,
That's movie
let's-
news.
Yeah.
That's
movie news. Let's
The
hit it
slap
like
heard
Will
around
Smith.
the world.
Hold on. Yeah, I already did the thing. Did I do the thing where I said, and on that note, I think I did.
No,
I don't know.
You haven't.
No, I absolutely did.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah,
you
we
did.
started. You went to the.
We started the thing. I was trying to introduce everyone. I did the
Yeah,
Nick, then I
you
threw
introduced
over to
everyone. We
Ryan.
got the blue butthole.
Yeah, the blue butthole of
We talked
science
about
with
our,
Doctor Who, and we talked about personal shit.
Yeah. I think it's good.
I think, actually, you know what? The thing we didn't slide into.
Yeah, he didn't slide into the DMs of the girl hitting on him. I mean,
Well, DMs
I know
aside,
her
we
name,
didn't.
but I'm not going to slide into her DMs like
Yeah.
a week later.
Don't. That's never a good sign.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible decision. Terrible.
What I meant to
advice.
do, Nicholas, was slide into a little bit of housekeeping. A little housekeeping for you here at Nerdentials. Yeah, cool with that. Housekeeping.
you fluff pillow.
Leave me alone for a minute. Let me give our listeners.
Enjoying?
Not yet. Not enjoying it yet. You
No
wait.
Superman here.
No. You wait. Little housekeeping for you guys. This is a podcast first and foremost, the Nerdentials show. Weekly. You can catch us on all podcast services around the globe, we assume. Hopefully. Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, that one that's green. What is it?
Spotify.
Thank you, Ryan. There will be moments of these unedited. Why? Well, let me explain to your listeners, future and past. If you've been listening to us, you know that we are a podcast, audio form, where I just listed. We're also, if you'd like to see the weird, awkward pauses, facial cues, and awkwardness, we're also on YouTube. Video form podcast. And if you do a Google search for any of those things, it's all at Nerdentials. Just Google Nerdentials, and you will find our show, either in podcast or YouTube form.
And if you don't want to freaking looking for it, it's in one awesome place.
Nerdentialsmedia.com.
I don't know if I can get I can't get it to work. .com?
Oh, you have it on your phone.
I can do it.
It's so sad. Wait, hey, do that again. Hold that up.
I don't know if it'll work, just because you can see it. You can barely see it because the green.
Hey, well,
The
you know
lack
what?
of I have disappeared.
You know what's
He's a wizard.
great?
Hi.
You know what's great about where we're streaming it right now is
Oh, if you look down in the bottom corner, it's right
I
there.
was gonna say,
Oh,
well,
yes.
there's that.
Right.
Oh wait,
Goddamn,
hold on.
I
Oh,
keep
I gotta
disappearing.
click on a different thing. Here it is. Boom. It's now streaming apostrophe.
Apost.
It's streaming right there. Right
There
there
it
on the bottom of
goes.
the screen. Bottom of
No,
our
come
screen.
back. Oh, it's back.
It's back. It'll stream continuously until we finish this rant. Nerdentialsmedia.com.
All right. And now,
Hey.
your, .com.
Sorry, Nick. We're
That's
making
all right.
all sorts of things awkward. And guess what? No edits.
I'm here to make it more awkward, actually.
I'm glad because
I'm
and
a
this will be
specialist in awkward.
Here's your useless facts for the day from Uncle Nick.
All right, that's a weird term you chose, but here's Uncle Nick
Hey,
for the
Uncle.
fact.
Did you know that pigeons are one of 3 birds that produce milk, but the glands are in their throat, so you must choke them to produce milk.
So instead of saying choke the chicken, we should be saying choke the pigeon.
Yes, and the other 2 birds, for people that need to know, are a type of penguin and
That makes
ostriches. That's a lot of choking.
I don't think I can get my hand around something that big and girthy.
While choking down your analogies, sir, I've realized that tequila
Is wonderful.
should not be taken dry, and I've done it in the last 2 shots. No chasers. I need to slow down.
So get yourself some lime juice.
I need to find
And
myself a
some salt.
chaser, like water or anything to balance that shit out. Okay, no, hold on. Everything's fine. We're good. Nick, appreciate the little introductions with the website and stuff. Here we go. I'm gonna pull that ticker off. Bam! Like that. And then we're gonna throw it over to our general branding conundrums. Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Welcome to episode 123. There's a little bit of news here to be had. And we did some housekeeping. We're in podcast form everywhere. We're on YouTube. The important distinction that I would like to separate slightly for a minute is that if you look us up on YouTube, you'll find Nerdentials Gaming and Nerdentials Podcasts. Both of those are us. We have separated the content because we started doing a lot more gaming back in the pandemic era of 2020.
And
right?
Don't worry, Joe ended the OnlyFans. He was
I
pretty
okay.
weird in there.
It's okay. It got too deep, too weird, too
I
serious.
restarted it.
Ryan restarted it somewhere. So if you want to try to figure that out, good luck. Ryan, please. I don't want to edit anything. Don't share it right here. Okay? We cool?
Just have Nick do it.
Ryan, are we cool? Can we not share that?
I'll just have Nick do it.
You want Nick to say something right now? You want him to share it in that way?
I will share anything with Nick. It doesn't matter what.
Damn, dude. Nick.
It's
are you cool with
It's
that?
because with that weight loss, I got on that smolder.
Yep.
There's the smolder.
The Nick cam.
And you know what? We won't make him suffer any further. Or you, the listener. Guys, all right. Here's the thing. The spiel right now, if you made it past the crazy, weird, awkward intro that has happened, I'd like you to know, with the squeaking in the background, that I know is happening in Nick's abode.
That's actually my abode.
Oh, shit. My bad. My bad, Nick. I gotta apologize to Nick first. Nick, I am so sorry for assuming that you had sneaky sleuths in your area where you're recording.
This chair's had some use.
My fat sassy self is sitting in a couch, just all done here on myself.
I was thinking a door. I wasn't thinking about your seat squeaking. I was thinking about a door off to the side. Now, Ryan, I need to apologize for instigating something that didn't need to be there.
It's okay.
There's the green screen gone. You guys can see what it looks like. He's got a squeaky chair. So if he's ever dipping back and you hear a squeak, that's all it is. But guys, here's the great news. It might be great news for some. Ryan, the Super Mario of the 80s, it needs to end. Pick something else. As far as thematically, unless you would like to express what your theme is.
Back to Resident Evil Village.
All right, good enough. Until we hear a new announcement, I bid you keep it that way. So,
We'll put anime next time.
That sounds
Most
perfect.
gratuitous anime possible.
I hope so, dude, because I've seen some gratuitous anime.
It's gonna be Berserk.
And I'm curious. Oh, well, I haven't explored that series to its fullest, so I'm sure there's some gratuitous aspects about it. if not
Yeah.
completely. But hey, for listeners for us, if we're going to get any sort of progress in this conversation, we need to finally move forward.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to say to our listeners about these weird lengthy introductions, and we hopefully no, it's not alcohol, guys. I'm sorry. I am drawing it on longer than it needs to be, but the truth of the matter is, and why we're all excited, is that I need to be less involved with editing. It's just a lot of time consumption as Ryan lights a match, and I don't know what he's going to do with it other than smell it, because it's a
How did
wonderful
you
smell.
know?
It's a wonderful smell, I know.
I'm sorry. I was like, I saw it and I'm like, oh shit.
It's tempting and fun to do, I know, and I think you've mentioned it yourself to me. I think you said you like lighting matches because you like and blowing them out because you like the smell. It's true, no shame there, sir. It's a fun smell.
Sorry. Let's
It's just
continue.
we're going at length here. I don't know if anyone will be around at this point in the podcast, but hopefully I'll make a quick, concise tweet about it and a Facebook post and an Instagram post and be like, hey, we're going raw. I think that's the big news, guys. And raw meaning we're a podcast. We're listed as uncensored. We're listed as explicit. That's the word I'm trying to find. We're an explicit podcast, and we're gonna jump fully into that. We're not gonna cut out anything conversational wise about the topics. Live, raw, we're here to stay. I would love to hear your comments down below in either our email or on YouTube or on Twitter at Nerdentials or on Instagram. Any of those social media platforms that you guys want to chime in and say you like it or hate it, too bad. That's what we're doing for the foreseeable future, but also we would love to hear your feedback regardless. Guys, episode 123 for you in its uncensored fucking format. I'm not normally an F-bomb dropper, but in celebration of this ceremonious aspect of me not having to put bleeps in every single time Ryan goes off, just makes me want to drop them more. And no, Ryan, we love you for them. That made it, there was some funny moments about that. And we'll get some funny future content out of it for sure. Rants on TikTok. We'll bleep those out because it'll be funny. But for the YouTube channel and podcast, we're going fairly raw. We're going to keep it concise, one episode a week for now, guys. Movie, TV, and video game are primary conversations. And we're going to try to keep it around an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe. We'll see.
And
how
now
it
that
goes.
we've been recording for an hour and 24 minutes, you have 6 minutes of episode left.
We can have the heart to heart and everything. Just
we can do it now.
We'll do it
all
live.
the introductions of that. No, guys, at some point in time, we will stream live when our schedules are a little more steady. Steady, I think, is a good word for it. When all of our schedules are a little more steady, we'll consider doing actual live streaming. But for now, here's the show. Without further ado, Nick, Ryan, I'm just gonna. Here's the thing. I thought being freeform and everything, like I do try to put notes down, but despite notes, we're gonna go through all three motions of our categories: movie, TV, gaming, and at some point, like right now, I'm gonna kick off movies. And we'll either talk about or review, because we didn't pre-plan this episode as far as all of us watching the same movie. So today's a trial run of our more future promised concise layout. We are going to do all three topics. And if it's hot takes, we'll do hot takes. I'm getting some weird shit in private chat. It's kind of weird, guys. Was
I don't know what you're
ejected.
talking about.
Halo. Yeah, we'll cover that in TV. Okay, that's TV, not gaming, not movies. Yeah, we're all right. And
Should've stayed in gaming.
enough lead-ins, guys. As with everything else, I think it's time to jump into Movie Matters. Movie Matters for you. Slight background change. Thought it might be fun. We'll see how it goes. Welcome to Movie Matters. Guys, today we're going to highlight a couple films here and there. Anyone that's watched something that no one else has, we'll do some hot take reviews. We're going to kind of jump in at it that way. I will remind Nicholas that he did review, in fact, the Adam Project from Netflix original last week, but Ryan wasn't here for that. And by last week, I mean, I'm behind on the edits. So, like, when I say last week's episode, it's going to show up probably a couple days before this one. Because I'm literally in the middle of editing a very delayed episode and our current recording tonight. I'm going to be editing this one immediately after me and Nick soloed a previous episode. It's going to be weird. There's going to be an extra podcast this week, but just guys deal with it. It's okay. We love you. We're trying to put it out when we can. All right. Nick and Ryan.
Did you forget who you're talking to?
Shh.
It's okay.
Shh.
I go by many names.
A lot of tequila has been running through my system, so I'm going to try to keep us on check. But I really need you, Nick and Ryan, to keep things going in the event that I don't.
Okay.
So when things get weird, don't question it until I don't make sense at all. When I don't make sense at all, you are free to take over. And I give that permission to Ryan and Nick. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, as far as films, I have one on Hulu I watched. I mentioned it. It's new. We haven't covered it yet. But Nick, I finally checked out The Adam Project starring Ryan Reynolds. So I'd like to give, this may not be in the thumbnail, but I'll give a hot take on it and just cover our bases. Ryan, was it a thing you got a chance to check out or no?
I did not see it.
All good.
I've been still binging a mixture of Elden Ring and The Blacklist. Trying to get to season 9 now that it's out.
And gaming, so you'll have more to say in our next couple segments.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. All right. My hot take. And Nick, I promise that, like, in this whole streamlined aspect of our show, I'm going to try to not be as long-winded because I want to maintain more energy and I want to keep everyone awake. Wink,
So your hot
nudge,
take,
nudge.
sir.
My hot take. The Adam Project starring Ryan Reynolds. Gamora. Sorry. Zoe Saldana. A really young kid whose name I forget, but I know we talked about it, so I'm not going to try to retread too much. Mark Ruffalo and Jennifer Garner. Thank you for giving me a half a second, Nick, to gather my thoughts. It's a time travel adventure with Ryan Reynolds at the helm.
You can't go wrong.
Really? Yeah, I mean, let's be fair. I love Ryan Reynolds for his humor and for, it's going to kind of sound weird, but like his ability to act, like it is there. It's not like, oh, I don't know. Like when you think of Oscar winning actors, you don't, and it's not a ding against Ryan Reynolds, but you don't immediately think Ryan Reynolds. But I think that's just the tragedy of the environment we're in, the Oscars. Until another 50 years go by, they will be absolutely saturated in old white men in Hollywood. And so there's a limitation on how much the Oscars can afford, and that's also why we have what's the foreign one? Is it Golden Globes? Is that like the foreign version of Oscars? What's the foreign version of Oscars? Golden Globes?
Bro, I have no idea.
You got me, bud.
Oh my God. Why am I the only one who's not all there trying to make this point? Here we are. There's an international version of the Oscars. I think it's the Golden Globes because the Oscars are sequestered to just American Hollywood. That being said, there's a lot of 70, 80-year-old white men who make up majority of the vote when it comes to Oscars. Over the years, a couple female individuals and a few other ethnicities have entered into the voter panel, the panel of in the Oscars that vote.
The nominees.
The people that can vote and make nominees or winners. But
yeah,
what I will say though is that Ryan Reynolds is an excellent actor. And I guess his humor might be subjective. I guess a homeschool mom, super conservative, might not like his jokes about anal sex and Deadpool. But that being set aside, fucking awesome. There, my first uncensored F-bomb. I just had to throw it in there. I love the Adam Project, Nick. I'm going to get real with you. It was heartwarming. It was funny. Ryan Reynolds doesn't need to be some crazy A-list actor. I think, honestly, a lot of his success has been attributed to him being him. Him being himself and being openly creative within his own mindset. I think every role he has played that has been funny and good has been him being himself. Full stop. No need for side explanations. And I think he's at that age where he's cool with that. I feel like he is cool with that, which is why he keeps just, making waves.
It's very similar to how
making waves.
Samuel Jackson goes in that he got typecasted into something that he wanted to be typecasted into.
Outspoken, wild, rambunctious, vulgar. I think that is Samuel L. Jackson to a T.
Yeah.
Minus the vulgarity for Marvel, but I still think Nick Fury is Samuel L. Jackson at his core. And I think you're completely right, Ryan. Nick, any side commentary that you want to say about Ryan Reynolds? Because I will say this, rating-wise, what did you give it? I feel like you gave it a 10 out of 10. Or did you give it a 9 out of 10?
It was an 8.5.
9.5?
It was a Netflix movie. I like a good time travel movie.
Right. Nothing revolutionary. Nothing crazy.
Yeah. There's some cool weapons and fighting. And I like that weapon he has.
For the small pop culture references where young Ryan Reynolds made a couple references in the movie. And then old Ryan Reynolds was like telling him to basically shut the fuck up. I give it a 9, a solid 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
No questions asked. That's me. The Adam Project Netflix original.
I would definitely watch it, Ryan. I think you'd get it.
Ryan.
I definitely wanted to. I just
in our show.
I'm not gonna lie.
What?
If you got some extra free time, throw it on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot it existed, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to watch it when I first saw the trailer for it with you guys.
Okay.
That's right. We did a reaction on it, and 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks later, me and Nick finally got around to talking about it, and I hadn't watched it yet, but I finally watched it this week. Nick covered it in last episode, and you're back here full circle. 2 of the 3 of us have seen it, and we both recommend you at least throw it on initially.
I'll probably watch it tomorrow.
I guarantee you'll pay attention to it.
What's that?
Netflix.
You got any movies you want to?
Oh yeah. Any
but I don't have a movie.
We'll get to shows on TV Talks.
All right, we'll hit that
I
shortly.
haven't done any movies the past couple weeks.
But I do have a movie I rented.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, and I also have a movie that I didn't rent but watched on Hulu that I've mentioned, and I don't think anyone else has seen.
And I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Nick, give us your movie take for this week.
There was something strange in the neighborhood.
Oh shit!
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that existed.
Where did you see it?
I rented it on Vudu.
I'm so sorry I didn't check it out sooner because we both could have talked about it. Damn it!
Did you? Oh yeah, we could have.
I didn't have time. I will. But
it turned out really good. This was a good way for making up for that monstrosity that came out a few years back that we don't talk about.
Hold
what
on.
What are you talking about?
This ain't Bruno. It's not we don't talk about Bruno.
No, this was me talking about the all-female cast Ghostbusters that was an atrocity.
Hold on. Okay, can I point out one highlight that I think might intrigue our listeners? Can I say that Chris Hemsworth proved he can do comedy?
I think he did great in the original Thor movie.
No! I mean, I appreciate your comments, Ryan. I'm trying to tickle Nick's perspective of his unhappy all-female cast Ghostbusters.
No. I was so excited for it just because it was Ghostbusters, because I love Ghostbusters.
Hold on. First off,
I agree with that.
Chris Hemsworth as a secretary was delightful in the worst way, but still funny.
The fact is that he was the only highlight of that fucking movie. It was so bland, and it's like, okay, so think about this. You go to get breakfast, and you look inside, and you see all these different amazing cereals, but then there's bran flakes, and that's the one you pick. There's you sprinkle a little sugar in it to make it almost like Frosted Flakes, and that was Chris Hemsworth in that movie.
Okay.
No,
Nick, quick side note. 2 highlights, because I wasn't like Kate McKinnon. Side note, just I want to, aside from the disdain of these shows, I'd like to say that Kate McKinnon, I loved. She's from SNL. Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy.
I love Melissa McCarthy.
Beautiful in their other material, but I liked them as their characters in the all-female Ghostbusters. Honestly, I'm sorry, that's weird. And then Leslie Jones.
Your opinion.
Leslie Jones. She was kind of the tough cookie in that all-female group, but like I had fun with them. So
I like.
Nick, I respect your
movies.
I respect your forgettably unsatisfactory experience, but and yes, everyone that's been listening to us for 6 years knows that Joe here on the cast is the easy to please host. But I'm not. If I can be fair, I give it a 6 out of 10. Horrible Ghostbusters film, but I loved the chemistry with the females, and Chris Hemsworth made up for it in spades as a secretary. Thought it was funny.
But now that we made that tangent, that's not the Ghostbusters movie we're talking about.
Can you give me a rating on the all-female
it's
cast?
Necessary.
Was it a 1 for you? Did you absolutely
all females cast? I
give it a 4.
I'm right there with you, Ryan, at a 4.
Okay. Not as bad as I thought you were going to give it.
It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not a good Ghostbusters movie.
No, it's not. And me giving it a 6 it's nothing to like, I don't know, grab
just as a disclaimer though, because I feel like this is starting to like go into a certain territory. I loved Ocean's 8, which was also an all-female ensemble. I loved that movie. I thought it was fun.
Now don't get me wrong. We're not getting sexist here with the thing.
No,
that's not what I implied.
I just wanted to be clear to the listeners that
I'm not saying Nick and Ryan are doing that, and not at all. That wasn't my point. I was just wanting to give my 2 bits because I did see that movie too.
There is a certain allowance of campiness for Ghostbusters, but I felt we slipped right into Scooby-Doo in the females Ghostbusters.
To be fair, in Scooby-Doo, if you rewatch those scenes, they overly sexualized Velma. when she got taken over.
What I'm getting at
We're
is
not talking about that right now.
No,
what I'm
we're
getting
here.
at though
We're
is
here.
the island with Scrappy Doo
I know.
had better ghosts than the
Oh.
all female cast of Ghostbusters.
Okay,
Dude,
I
that's
know.
sad,
I
but
agree.
you're right.
It's sad, but we both agree.
Yeah, you're fucking right, and I hate that. I hate that so much that I never
Sorry,
thought
Nick.
about that. And that
You're
you're
not
fucking
wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, but what I'm getting at is I rented and watched Ghostbusters Afterlife. And
now we're back. Okay.
This had me smiling the entire time.
I
love a movie that takes you back to what you love from the originals. That feeling and everything there. And there's some surprise moments, some old faces you see, some new faces, and some realizations that are just awesome, and they give you the feels. This had what was his name? Wolf.
Finn Wolfhard.
Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things. It had McKenna Grace. I'm trying to think of the last place I saw her. She was in Handmaid's Tale. Gifted. She was the little girl in Gifted, working with a freaking Chris Evans.
I have it all here.
No,
I was just
that's the wrong one.
There's one of the 4 original Ghostbusters didn't make it back for this because he's not with us anymore.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
Yeah, Harold Ramis.
That's in the chat.
Yeah. But no, yeah, dude, you got Paul Rudd.
Yeah, I love Paul Rudd in this. He was
legend.
Paul Rudd in this. Quite literally plays a nerd that he is a super fan of the original Ghostbusters. So
no relation, just a super fan.
Yeah,
he sounds like a third party character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's relations later, but we're talking about a different type here. No, not that kind of relations.
Too far.
No, this goes right back to the first Ghostbusters movie. I'm sorry, but that's the best way I could put it.
Oh, the first one, huh?
My favorite of the movies, so that's saying something.
And if you watch the previews, I was so excited. And that's like I saw the previews for it. And I'm like, okay, I got to rent it as soon as I saw the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So
you want to keep it vague? Because
I'll keep it vague. But like I said, they keep making references to the old movie. They brought back old characters, which is fantastic.
Real quick, just to kind of give you a direction for this answer, so that you don't just randomly expel anything. But like, 3 of the 4 main Ghostbusters are listed credit wise in this. How much of a role do they play in this? Is it quick cameos, or is there a little more to it? Just as a teaser. No. You know,
they play a big enough role to capture my heart, but not a big too much of a role that it overshadows everyone else.
So are they like the mentor type characters in this? Is that what they would go?
We might be fishing. We might be fishing.
I don't want to give it away, but I would not go that. I would not go that far.
Okay.
Brian's fishing a little, but that's what I was getting at. I was like,
here, let me actually make it easier for you. There was a synopsis here I got for you. All right. So when a single mom and her 2 kids arrive in a small town, they begin to discover their connection to the original Ghostbusters and secret legacy their grandfather left behind.
Oh, snap.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There's a grandfather involved.
I'm on board.
And it was beautifully done, and I would give this one a 10 out of 10. I rented it.
Damn.
And I had it for 48 hours and I watched it 4 times.
Oh shoot! It was a rental.
Yeah, I didn't buy it, dude.
That means I don't have access now.
I actually talked to the wife. I'm like, should we buy it or should we rent it? She's like, just rent it. I'm like, for $6 more, we could own it.
That's usually my wife's take. Is like, well, 4 or 5 more bucks. Yeah, let's take it.
You own it for life,
forever. Yeah, I know. But again, like, I think your wife just doesn't have the same grasp of love for the originals. I think if she did, she might have said, "Grab it." But it's all good. It's all good.
But that's my hot take on Ghostbusters Afterlife.
10
Go
out
out
of
and see
10?
it, guys. 10 out of 10.
Shit, man. I was gonna say fuck, but now I'm gonna say it.
And
Fuck.
I
think I
thought
need to buy it now so that you can have it.
I thought
I'll
Finn
buy it.
Wolfhard.
Where's
I thought Finn Wolfhard was going to be the center of it, or even Paul Rudd. It's actually the girl.
That doesn't surprise me too much. Is she the
way she
granddaughter?
shined above everyone else, and I loved it.
I love that.
She did awesome.
No, I love hearing that. That makes me want to watch it more.
Because I haven't seen her in much, and
she's young.
She did really
she's
good.
Pretty young actress, yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. Dude, I love that. I love that a lot, actually. Okay.
She's one to pay attention to. She'll
10
be
out of 10.
I think she'll have some good movies coming out. So, yeah,
I will check it out.
That's my review. And hopefully next week I'll have another review for you guys, because Death on the Nile just came out on Hulu.
You mentioned that in our chat, and I like that. Oh, what's it on? Hulu?
Hulu. Death on the Nile is a follow-up to the Murder on the Orient.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
this one will have Gal Gadot in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, just to keep things moving on, Ryan.
Yeah.
Do you have any film hot takes, or you cool with passing?
For movies, not TV.
Yeah, film, movies. Anything for
movies?
Anything the last 2 weeks? Because you haven't been on in over 2 weeks.
And that's not X-rated.
That's not X-rated. Okay.
We're uncensored, to be fair, Nick. We are uncensored.
Yeah, but I think YouTube might have some qualms.
You could keep it clean. I'm just saying you can say fuck whenever you want.
I'm just saying, like, Johnny Sins is a legend.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you want to cover anything, or are you cool with moving on?
Let's move on, because unless I'm trashing something, we got nothing.
All right. Well, let me give my hot take film review of the week. Being as that this is a fresh new format we're going for, we didn't all plan on a singular film, so I'll keep it somewhat short. There's nothing super new or scathing about this. All right, I'm gonna cover Hulu original Ben Affleck starring psychological thriller called Deep Water, and it just came out, I want to say, in the last 2 weeks. Officially, last 2 weeks.
I love psychological thrillers, so I'm down.
So here's the thing. I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it, and my wife is pretty selective in what she watches. She watches a lot of shit I don't care about, and she watches a lot of stuff that we both like. But she's still pretty selective about it. She doesn't just willy-nilly throw something on. Either it's a deep-seated, passionate, trashy reality TV, or it's the best psycho horror you've ever seen. And like those are kind of, she goes back and forth between that. Very nice, Nick. I see that. She goes back and forth between the two. She's a horror fan by nature.
Most women are.
She loves the stalwarts. Well, she's a woman after my own heart, and not because of horror, but she definitely got me into horror over the last decade. But that being said, this was just kind of one of these fanciful picks that I was like, I heard one of my favorite podcasts, shout out to Pop Culture Leftovers. They reviewed this film a couple weeks back, and it showed up on Hulu, and I mentioned it to my wife. I'm like, hey, this podcast I really like, all of them were really into this. It's nothing crazy or special, but all of them liked it. So she's like, yeah, let's try it. So Nick, I was saying to Ryan, Ben Affleck starred psychological thriller, also co-starring Ana de Armas. I'll put up a picture later. She's kind of a little newer in dramas and films. She was in Blade Runner 2049,
Okay.
No Time to Die. She played one of the last James Bond film with Daniel Craig, and Knives Out, huge 2019 flick
Great movies.
that's getting a sequel. Yeah, so let me just give you guys a quick synopsis on this. A well-to-do husband who allows his wife to have affairs in order to avoid a divorce becomes a prime suspect in the disappearance of her lovers. So, I mean, that's like the whole thing. So, Ben Affleck's the husband, and I'll paint the picture. He, in the description and the trailers, it's kind of confusing. You're not sure exactly what his agenda is or hers in the trailers. And so I'm trying not to give too much away because it takes away from it being a psychological thriller. If I give too much away, it's less of a mystery. And so the entertainment value is behind trying to figure out who's in the wrong. But Ben Affleck is married and has a little kid, probably about 5 years old, about little girl. And in that premise, it's online. It says his wife likes to fuck around with other guys, and he's so obsessed and or in love with her that he doesn't want to lose her, so he lets her do that to avoid divorce. But as this film unfolds, it's like, okay. 2 takeaways. This film will make you hate everyone in it. Literally, it will make you hate everyone in it, from the close friends of Ben Affleck to the wife he's trying to stay with, to even Ben Affleck's own reactions and the way he's handling himself, both in how he pretends to be intimidating to these guys versus how he is such a fucking pussy with his own wife and not like taking control of the marriage in a positive sense. I'm saying, like, this is a very fucked up marriage, and watching these interactions unfold in the awkward way that it does just keeps you wondering, where is this going and where's it going to end? It's so sorry about the hissing in there. It's so mind-boggling. And I think the best part of this film was Ben Affleck. I think he played this really well. It kept you wondering, is he a crazy murderer or just a freaking dupe in this marriage? And it's really freaking good. It's only an hour and 40 minutes. It's a Hulu original. I highly recommend it. It's not groundbreaking in the psycho thriller genre, but I will still give it this might be shocking for you guys, 7.5. I hesitate to give it an 8 because I feel like 8 is like something that's really good but not a masterpiece. And I know that that's kind of saved for 9s, but I give it a 7.5. It's a definite, you should watch it. So, guys, Ryan's got no more films. Me and Nick covered a couple films. It's time to
that. You should watch Identity.
The film from 10 years ago, or
it's like from
newer?
The 90s.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's been a while. Identity.
If you like psychological thrillers, go watch Identity.
I'm gonna put a picture up right here in post just because I absolutely recommend Identity. I saw it in theaters. It's fucking amazing. It is also a fucked up journey, but it is amazing. All right,
I give that one a 9.
Ooh, I'm right up there with you. At least a 9.
That's my movie review. that's where it dies.
Past recommendations are always okay, sir, because you never know who hasn't watched it. What?
I said Midnight Meat Train.
Oh, that's every night over here.
Is that another recommendation, Nick, or an innuendo?
It's a
Vinnie Jones, you can be honest.
And
I don't cuss a lot here, but fucking be honest, Nick.
Tell us the truth, Nick.
Although now I'm going to say it a lot more, knowing that I'm not going to edit this shit at all. I feel so much more open and free.
You're free now.
Free about talking. Fuck it. It's going to be really hard not to
It's
say
an
that.
older horror movie I was talking about.
Yeah.
He was just throwing out random movies, so I threw out one. Sorry.
Oh, no. Hey, fair enough, dude. If it's something you genuinely would recommend, throw it out there, dude. Absolutely. All right. Well, if everyone's cooling down, we should probably move on to that second topic, Nick. I think it's TV talk.
Finally. Something I know
Finally.
about.
A lot to say there. Let's do it. Welcome to TV Talk, my friends. This is the point, I would say hour, but we're not trying to go that long. This is the point in the show where we cover at least one major show we've all seen, but because we're new to this and we weren't all on the same page at the beginning, we might have a couple shows to cover. But that being said, I'll give a quick hot take, just a hot recap rather. Whoop, there goes my controller. Hot recap, not a re-review. Everyone heard my take in me and Nick's last episode that I haven't posted yet, but will soon. An Epix original series called From. It's a horror thriller. I'm not going to go deep into it at all. I'm just going to recap that me and the wife have watched all 7 episodes currently available. First 4 are free on Amazon Prime. It's called From. And the very hot take premise is it's about a town located in nowhere's land, somewhere in America, and every new visitor that comes through this town gets lost from the rest of the world. They get stuck. It's kind of like the Bermuda Triangle. You drive down a road, you come across this small town, you're like, shoot, I need directions. I'm trying to get to here. Someone tells you, because the people that live there know about the fact that they're stuck there. And they just very nicely try to tell you, just keep going straight. You'll find your way, knowing that eventually they're going to drive in circles, because once you come across this town, you were stuck in this town, and there's no turns. You keep driving straight. You drive straight long enough. Suddenly you're coming up to that town again. It's like a crazy...
So it's like a friendly
loop.
version of Silent Hill.
Yeah, but this show, 7 episodes deep, and there's a total of 10 for the year. They drop on Sundays. I watched the first episode, talked the wife into it. She got hooked. Me and her binged the first 7 episodes a week ago. And so there's 2 more weeks left. They're going to wrap up with 10 episodes. Don't know how the show's going to end, but holy shit, episode 7, shit gets real. And it's just a bunch of townsfolk trying to agree to just survive, because everyone that gets stuck there knows there's no way out. That's the premise. Like, no one has ever found a way to go back home once they end up in this town. And the one crazy supernatural mystery is there are these ravenous human beings. They look human, but they come out at night from the forest near the town, and they literally shred and rip you apart if you let them. And the 2 little side notes are, someone in that town eventually found these little stone talismans that, when hung by their front door, it's some sort of blessing that keeps them from being able to come into your home.
Warding talismans. Yeah,
basically. And they're not zombies. They look normal and human, but once you let them in their home, they transform and rip you apart. It's a very intriguing concept, but what's really fucked up is while they're walking around outside your home, they imitate voices and sounds of familiar people that you might know. It's very
skinwalkers.
It's kind of demonic in that way. It's kind of like they fuck with your head and they try to trick you into letting them in. The people most affected by this are children, because innocence of the mind. Yeah, and in and Ryan, I told Nick about this last episode. In the first 5 minutes, A mom's locking up her home, goes upstairs to find her daughter who's entranced and being led to her bedroom window by what looks like a sweet old grandma. And this grandma says, "Please
It's
let
always a
me in,
grandma.
dearie." And she promises she won't tell anyone because the girl knows we're not supposed to talk to you. We're not supposed to open our windows. And a little girl opens her fucking window. And
course.
then you see the demon face for a split second, fangs and everything, and then it just cuts away to the credits, the opening scene of the show.
I'm getting massive Skinwalker vibes from this.
That's the vibe of this show, dude. And it focuses on a new family that gets stuck in the town. It's an incredible show. I told Nick I think I might have given it a 9 or a 10 out of the first 4 episodes I watched, but 7 episodes in deep, dude, it's still a 10 out of 10 for me.
But it's only on Epics.
I would wait 2 more weeks. Personal opinion for anyone out there listening that might be curious about it. Wait 2 more weeks for the season to finish. Sign up for a 7-day free trial. I guarantee you'll want to binge it. But if you just want to sample, if you want to sample it, Ryan, for those that like, I really want to check it out, but not yet. Watch the first episode on Amazon Prime. The first 4 episodes are free on Amazon Prime. They have some kind of deal with Epics. And if you love it enough, do the 7-day free trial when the season's over and binge the shit out of it.
That's what I'm going to do then.
But it has, I told Nick last week, Stephen King vibes. Like it's a small town. It feels like The Village, like M. Night Shyamalan, but it's not. And there's like some of the newcomers that came there, like, there's got to be a way to get out of this loop, out of this town that we're stuck in. And there's a lot of mystery, a lot of fun, intrigue, a lot of gore. I warn you, there is gore.
Then I'm sold.
And it's mysterious. More mystery than scares, but there's tons of gore and tons of mystery. It's called From. It's on Amazon Prime. First 4 episodes. From. F-R-O-M. From. Really flipping good. I hope to hear your hot take in the next week or 2, sir. But that's my 10 out of 10 for the year, and I haven't even hit the finale yet. I know there are a couple new shows. Sorry if that hot take was a little hot and long.
No, you're good.
Nick, I know we're going to cover a show with H and a show with M, which is probably just going to be you because I still didn't get to see the premiere yet, but I want your hot take on it at least from Disney Plus. And Picard. We can save that for last if Ryan decides he needs to cut out after we cover these first 2 shows. Because we are skimming around the midnight mark, Mr. Ryan. So let's just cover a couple of the hot takes.
Yeah.
Let's jump into our first impressions of premiere episode on Paramount Plus, known as Halo. Ryan, did you get to see the first episode?
I saw the first episode.
Okay. We have all seen, for sure, the first episode, because I know Nick did and I did. And I'm curious, I want to get your hot take about where the second episode leaves everyone, but trying to be spoiler-free. Ryan, I'm curious about your first impressions on episode 1. So you go ahead first. And be raw, because I've got some mixed feelings too, but I'm curious.
So, as a massive fan of the Forward Unto Dawn series, which even then Master Chief looked kind of eh. Master Chief looks fucking amazing in this. But I felt like the Covenant, at least, the elites, looked better in Forward Unto Dawn than they do now. And I don't know why that is. If there's just something that feels like it was made out of fucking Blender.
I'm fine with nitpicking because I feel like all of us will have a handful of things to do that with. So just kind of give us your broad strokes on episode 1.
I think it's going to be good as its own thing. But I feel like if you are a massive fan of the lore, you've read the books, you've played the games, you know everything that happens, you have to go into it with it. This is its own thing.
Yeah.
You can't hold it to the same standard as, I mean, years, 2 decades worth of world building and lore building. You can't hold it to that same candle, especially when it's being written by people who looked at the aesthetic and didn't want to like be held back by the lore itself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been
Like,
very publicized that the writers have never played the game.
yeah, and I feel like you should give it a chance. It's worth watching, but look at it from a you've never played the game perspective. Like, just pretend you don't fucking know.
I actually personally liked that aspect that they decided to go a different route, because if they quite literally just played the game as a TV series,
Oh yeah, it'd be terrible.
we already know what happened.
Yeah, I don't think it should be like a retelling of the game. I do like the idea that what they're doing, but I do feel like for some of the more like in-depth lore of like the books and just the off time that wasn't shown in the games, they should have pulled a little bit from there.
We still have time though.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
And that's why I said, like, definitely watch it. Just look at it. Don't try to look at it in the same view scope as the games.
What about the gun mechanics, Ryan? What about the gun mechanics?
No, we're here. We're fucking here. Nick brought it up. Okay, number one.
All right, hey, hold on. Let's save
That
nitpicks. Let's
AK-47.
save nitpicks for hot takes after hot takes. Nick, your hot take next. Since I feel like you're leaning a little more forward than Ryan leaning unto dawn.
I actually really enjoyed the hell out of it because it was different. It was a retelling of a story I love. I like the fact that they made it their own. And yes, Halo, when we play it, Master Chief is the center of everything. I'm glad he was not the center of everything in the TV series so far. It's actually a good thing. I know a lot of people are upset about it, but I think
Is that based on the first episode, or are you adding more from the second episode?
Both, actually, and the
Okay.
fact that they said that they're focusing it on a human character to humanize the series, because it's like watching anything that has Superman in it. If you watch everything from Superman's point of view, it's gonna get kind of boring eventually, actually. Yeah. But if you're watching all this crazy shit from a human perspective, from someone else, like, how the shit did he just fly? It's gonna add some excitement, some deeper level to it that you can connect to, because you're not a superhero.
True.
I definitely.
I have to admit, I've come up a little short on my endurance level, my strength. My speed's not quite there.
I know a lot of people
I'll say that's why I liked Forward Unto Dawn so much, was because it wasn't focused on Master Chief. He was there,
right?
But he wasn't focused.
There's some nitpicks, Ryan. We'll circle around, but I'm
excited for where this can go. I'm excited for the potential of this series.
Okay, so my hot take, I'll do the same treatment as you guys. I'll keep it simple. I'm gonna swing a little closer to Nick on this swing set, but I also like to think that I'm the third swing smashed between the two of you, because I think it's a mix of thoughts, but I think all of us have agreed there is some great fun potential here. I think all of us do agree that decentralizing the pillar that we've placed the chief on, and that's a little innuendo there. Pillar of Autumn, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Master Chief, nudge, nudge. But
the monument to all our sins.
Sticking him on this pillar as a game fan wouldn't do justice to what I think has been done. But what Ryan was feeling upon going into this, there's some nitpicky things here and there that I think all of us could talk about. But as far as the hot take of what episode 1 did and where it went and the general direction we experienced, I'm going to say I loved the fact that they said in interviews leading up to the release of the show that they weren't going to recreate the canon of the games. I think a lot of series fail in trying to do that. The one thing I think that this series has done well is maintain the spirit of the franchise, of which we have spent 20 years investing feelings into. I think that's definitely what I'm getting from this. There's definitely some push and pull feelings on how things are portrayed, the level of quality of VFX, practical shots, this and that, but as far as story goes, as far as casting choices, I think knowing that they're trying to maintain the spirit, and the big thing I want to point out that kept pulling at my heartstrings wasn't the writing or the dialogue. The thing that excited me, and I don't know who's involved in the sound booths, the music rooms, the audio aspect of this production, but I'll be damned if I didn't believe that there must be a fan either in the writer's room or in the audio department. Because although they're taking a separate direction canon-wise, if you pay attention to all the audio going through this film as far as effects go, not voices, but effects, there's some stumbling blocks here as far as trying to recreate the atmosphere of the game, but they nailed a shit ton of plasma rifle sounds, door sounds, just the general audio of others talking, like the general sound effects. They nailed the Halo sounds. If all you've ever experienced in Halo is the games, and then you watch this episode, you're like, well, at least they nailed the sounds, and like that's not that's not a bad or negative. It's a positive. They really nailed those, and someone's paying attention to that. And nitpicks overall, no nitpicks. Saving it for a minute from now, but like I loved what they're doing, where they're going. I do not have the time or energy to place a timestamp for this, so I will simply just say this, guys. I'm going to say a spoiler warning statement right here. 3, skip ahead 20 seconds if you don't want to hear it. 2, spoiler warning. 1, here it is. I didn't care that... I cared at first. When I saw the trailer, I wasn't sure about the Master Chief's voice being Schreiber.
I can't say it. Schreiber?
What's the first name? John Schreiber? Anyway.
I like him.
No, I like him upon watching the entire episode, but the spoiler part I'm trying to get past right now before people skip 20 seconds is taking the helmet off at the beginning. And I know all of us could say a couple things about that. I knew that was going to happen before watching it based on all the podcasts I listened to. I'm like, oh, fuck, really?
I mean, I saw the memes.
I know, right? So hearing that and then seeing it, it was less cringy than I thought it was going to feel. When it happened, it was less upsetting as it happened than how I thought it was going to be. So, anyway, everyone at this point, 2 weeks in, has either heard it. If you're a fan of Halo, you know it happened, blah, blah, blah. But the trailer was such a brief audio clip of him talking to his team and then dropping down to the planet's surface. When I heard it in the trailer, I was like, oh, I had that cringe face. I was like, oh,
I mean, you expect Steve Downes when you
I know
think
it's not.
of Master
I
Chief.
know it's not
It's
Steve
hard.
Downes, and Steve Downes is like in his 60s, and I
Yeah.
know he's not going to be. I know he's not going to act and be on the ground.
If they had kept him helmetless, they could have done it. But I do understand why they did the helmet
And
reveal.
yeah, Ryan, you're right. Like the humanizing the character, and like anyway. So
Yeah.
trying to wrap up where I'm at before we get too deep in this, because we could do an entire episode about this show, which I think later on, as we see the episodes unfold, we should come back to this for sure.
Yeah.
I smell a deep dive.
I smell a deep dive as well, dude. And the cool thing about what we said at the beginning of this podcast and where our mindsets are right now is that if we pick a focus, we can absolutely do that and nail that shit. And so I want to just throw this out there. I know listeners or non-listeners, regardless, I think all of us want to dive deeper as we see more episodes. So all I'll say is that there were some shocking aspects where I was like, ooh, I don't know. But my overall feelings were, I love what they did. I love what this is. And I haven't even seen the second episode, even though Nick has. So I know Nick has a 60 more minutes of affirmation of how he feels. But I think all of us are feeling the same way, that like we want to see where this show goes. Like we're very curious and supportive of the idea that it's going to be a unique canon that's not tied to the game. But as long as they maintain the spirit of this character and story and world, which so far they've done, casting aside, like there's some unique castings, but the characters are there. I can't wait to see Jones. I don't know how you guys have referred to him as. I can't wait to see him. Miranda Keyes, and Captain Keyes, different from the game, but I still like them. You know, Halsey, perfect. Like I know
Absolutely
they're using
agree.
the actual actor, like they are using the voice actor that did Cortana. I haven't seen her yet because she's not in episode 1. Spoiler warning, but I love who they got.
Jen Taylor would be the voice actor
for the voice. Yeah. And I like Halsey and the unique story being told of, is the UNSC as pure as we thought they were in the games? Like I like seeing this gritty militaristic aspect that like no shame against Bungie and their original concept, because the original trilogy is wonderful and amazing as it is, but I love seeing this unique different take. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. And I think all of us will reconvene just to validate you, Ryan, on a nitpick that you wanted to, but I kind of covered for half a second. I've got a funny comment to make on that, and I'm curious what you think. All of you think. You're right. The Sangili, the elites, they're really fucking huge. A little thicker on the weight side than I expected. A little thicker.
That came about around the era of Halo 4. Their
them
size increased. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Halo 4
but I guess I didn't pay attention to that part.
Yeah, compare them to their Halo 3 counterparts. They're fucking big.
Really? Even Nick is confirming that. Nick with his head bob.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Halo Reach really went further into that like Oni thing you were talking about, where how Oni is kind of shady as fuck with the UNSC.
Oh,
and then
I get it. The show is taking
came around.
The what?
Halo 4 is where the big boy elites came around. And they kind of scaled them back a little bit for Halo Infinite, because no one really liked the dumb brute looking elites compared to their original counterparts.
Man, this shames me in a personal level that I need to like replay 4, 5, and then I played Infinite, but when I played Infinite, I was like, oh, we're picking up from 3. Everything's schmitten. But then I forget, oh yeah, there was an entire fandom and decade of 4 and 5. Yeah. I'm like, over my head, and like, damn. Like, my bad as a Halo fan, but like
the only real nitpick other than the AK-47 Not having the casings, one, eject from the right fucking side. Two, the bolt didn't fucking move. But other than that, my real main nitpick is something that I felt they could have done, and I feel like it would have dissuaded a lot of the discourse that has happened, is that instead of creating Silver Team, just have Master Chief's team be Blue Team. The actual characters of Blue Team. Because throughout the entire series, Blue Team was Master Chief's team when he was with a team. So I feel like that would have dissuaded a lot and caused a lot less discourse amongst the fandom.
Like I said, this could be a whole separate episode, but I have a counter question.
I don't want to go any further than that.
Right.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Sorry. No. Okay. So let's wrap it up with this counter question. Does that bear the same weight when you consider Team Locke from Halo 5?
Yeah.
Does that make things a little messier trying to pick Blue Team as being the thing?
Not really, because Blue Team has been in a lot of the books. Like, even the books that pertain to John's training when he was a child. Okay. Blue Team was kind of picked out then.
Okay.
And they were his team throughout.
You are deeper in the lore than I am, sir.
Kelly.
I applaud you for that.
I can't remember the other. Kelly and John are my two favorite characters from the books. So they're my favorites from Blue Team. But
I will be picking your brain in future conversations about this show for sure, dude.
I love Halo. I fucking love Halo.
Yeah, dude, it shows and it's beautiful. Hey,
and I like this show. Let's leave it at that.
I like so,
this show.
1 out of 10. Where do we rate the premiere for Halo?
I give it a 7.
With the expectation, the promise of expectation.
I think it's going to get better, and there's some mistakes here and there, but as a solid story of its own thing, I give it a 7. It's worth watching.
All right, Nick, where's your Spectrum hit for episode 1? Premiere.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really enjoyed it. So
where are we at, Big Papa?
This is going to be an 8 out of 10 for me.
Oh, you know what, dude?
I expected a little higher from you. I'm not going to lie.
I expected a little higher, but I love your reservation because this is different territory than we've seen in a long time for Halo. So,
well, it's an 8 for me with high expectations that this is going to grow into something better. Because I personally think these first few episodes are going to be world building into something amazing that we want to see.
Well, they have to be, and I'm not trying to be news breaking. I don't think I am by saying this, but it might be news breaking for you guys. You guys can reference it later, and we'll cut it out if it's inaccurate. But I heard in another podcast that Paramount Plus has been confident enough with the launch for this season that they've already ordered a season 2.
I say good. I think too many shows start off and then get canceled because it's look at Cowboy Bebop.
Well, we can thank Netflix and Fox for that kind of trend setting.
But I think that's stupid.
To be fair.
You got to tell your story and then cancel it.
Yeah.
At least tell it to a point where it could be comfortable being closed.
I mean, shows, they try to leave things open so that they can keep building. But you're right. Yeah. In some ways, if writers were skilled enough, no shame on anyone that is a writer as a profession, but find a way to fucking wrap that shit up.
Yeah, wrap it, but leave it open-ended.
Just enough that you could come back, but also enough closure that fans could be happy with where it's at. It's a fine line, Ryan. It's a fine line.
It's hard to do as a writer. I get it.
I would agree, and I'm not a writer.
I have a hard time ending shit for that reason when I write.
I gotta say, 8-2, Nicholas, 8. I was on the same sidelines, which is why I was surprised that yours was only an 8. Thinking
I'm surprised
I was
you're not surprised that I had a 7.
8's got all of us agree. There's a lot of solid expectation and hope going forward. Nick, real quick hot take evaluation as you're feeling tired. You're doing way better than last Ryan episode, which was like a month and a half ago when you were so tired you were snoring through the trailer reactions. You haven't done that yet, so you're good. You're good. So I want to find a sweet spot. What else do we want to cover before wrapping things up? Let's pick one last thing. either to give you more juice or to just help you capsize the night so that I don't have a either or. Is there anything hot in gaming that you want to jump to, or is there one final show?
Well, while we're still on TV, we covered our thoughts on something, but there's a very important topic we need to cover with Ryan here.
What's that?
Vox
we
Machina.
need his take on something. Yeah.
Oh, Vox Machina.
So Ryan, quick hot take, or not hot. I'll give you a hot take in a minute, but like, I told Nick, I told Nick last recording, I'm like, I love Ryan. I don't want to diminish. I want to hear his full take on it, but for relevancy, I need to at least cover what we've seen. And at that point, I gave a really broad, lighthearted review of the season at that point. So I will counter my thoughts with yours, but I feel like we absolutely, like Nick said, need The Legends of Vox Machina Season 1 Amazon Prime original. We need your hot take and full review, assuming you've finished all the episodes.
Yeah, I binged them the days they came out.
That's right, sir. That's right. We were back and forth in chat for a little while it was airing. So let's hold on. Before, I don't want to completely throw you under the bus.
No, you're fine. I got this prepared for weeks.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, can I oblige by at least giving a premise for it? Like, just lay it out for you and then throw it over to you.
Do what you got to do, homie.
All right. Well, no, it's not what I got to do. It's what I want to do for both our listeners and you and me in this conversation. So here we go. Guys, we covered this in our last episode with Nick, but it was more of a personal hot take. Ryan and me were in the trenches watching this as it came out, and we're finally back together to kind of meet in the middle and throw out our thoughts. So we got this show, original Amazon Prime, right? I just got to make sure I get that right. Amazon Prime original, The Legend of Vox Machina. It is a Critical Role Productions. If you guys are on YouTube and familiar with the nerdy, nitty-gritty of wonderful content creators, Critical Role is its own YouTube channel, and a lot of the folks from there were involved in making this story a reality on Hulu. I will get the deep thoughts from Ryan momentarily, but let me lay out the rest of this. Also involved, Titmouse Incorporated, Amazon Studios, and Production Reve. Voice actors in question, and maybe Ryan knows some of these guys from Critical Role.
I know every single voice actor that's in this show.
Well, holy fuck. Let me list out the primaries, and then we'll get your thoughts on it. How many episodes were there total? Because at the time I posted this, it wasn't finished.
10.
10? Okay. 10 episodes, one season. We've got the voices of Laura Bailey, Taliesin Jaffe, Ashley Johnson, Matthew Mercer, Liam O'Brien, Marisha Ray, Sam Rigel. I got it wrong on both accounts. Holy fuck. Travis Willingham, and any other voices you want to throw out there off the top of your head.
David Tennant. He's in it. That's the number one. That's the number one. It doesn't fucking matter who else is in it. David Tennant's in it. Though there's a lot of amazing actors in it, but David Tennant, when I figured out that was it, I was like, holy shit.
There's a lot of great stuff there as far as the voice acting. 1 second. Okay, real quick. I'm going to pull up a quick, really brief thing, and I'm going to pass off to you to expound upon it. This is just like the quick Google search description. Vox Machina is a band of 8 unlikely heroes. They find themselves on a quest to save the realm of Exandria from dark magical forces. That is super vague. I understand. I've watched the whole thing, so I know there's way more to it, and all the characters have a lot of unique depth. Let's get your hot take and then some breakdown on finer points that you liked about it.
Yeah.
So the hot take on the show.
Hot take on the legend of Vox Machina is number one thing about it is that you do not have to like D&D to enjoy it. That is the number one thing about it is it does everything so seamlessly that you would have no idea that it was originally a D&D show other than the fucking opening. Like, it's good on its own. It's a great adult animated television show. Or streaming show, I guess. I can't really say TV show anymore. Anyway,
it's kind of synonymous. That's old school brain versus current, you know.
But like everything from the little inside jokes that you could know if you've watched, like I listened to all of Critical Role even back when they were a part of Geek and Sundry, which was its own media thing.
Yeah.
But all of those little inside jokes, they aren't even noticeable if you're not part of it. It's not like in your face, like, oh, you don't get this because you didn't watch or listen. So I really appreciate that. Like, yes, I appreciate these little things and these little nods. The fact that Matt Mercer's in every single episode as a different character.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the fucking DM of the game.
Side note, I've got IMDb pulled up. And there's literally like 10 names right off the top. Silas Briarwood, Trinket, Orthex, Paleguard, Rebel, additional voices, Agar, Dwarven Attacker, Emon, Citizen, Enemy Archer, Fisherman, Game Master, Giant, Guard, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of everything.
Yeah. And Matt's such a great voice actor too. Like he has been, I actually first discovered him back in 2012 when he did the voice for Leon from Resident Evil 6. And I was skeptical because I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But he blew my mind. He did great on that too. But he has such a great range, just like everybody else in that show does. And even if like all of them just voiced a bunch of different characters, they all have such a good range that I feel like you wouldn't even really notice. But it's a great fantasy adventure. Like, it covers one of the first arcs. I say one of them because they had to skip the arc prior to the Briarwood arc that is happening in the show. Because it had Orion, I can't remember how to say his last name, but Orion played a character called Tiberius Stormwind. But due to some personal things that were going on, he had to be let go from the show and retained the IP of the character, so Vox Machina was originally a larger group by one.
Oh, man.
So because of that, we lost that. But, you know, I liked the character, but a lot of people didn't. So it's not a huge miss. And the Briarwood arc is one of the best arcs of the three main arcs in the story. Like, there's a couple smaller arcs in between each one, and this show could feasibly go on for a good 6 seasons just doing these arcs alone.
I'm excited about that, dude. Like, that sounds
fantastic.
That sounds fun. Hey, one thing I wanna ask, kind of pick your brain for just a minute about how did you feel about now after I'd say after episode 2, things evened out as far as the explicit nature of this show at hand, and that in episode 1 we got a Game of Thrones level in your face, wow, this is adult, nudity, vulgarity, the gore was there, that never really goes completely away, but
I mean,
and the vulgarity is there here and there, little less sex. What's your thoughts on how is like the I don't know, the origin of that? Accuracy, comparison. Did they go crazy for the show, or has that always kind of been part of it?
It's always been part of it. Not so much exactly in that beginning part, because I feel like that very early part was a little bit ad-lib from earlier in their game before it was a podcast.
Before it was locked down with scripts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even before it was an actual like podcast that they were doing, but a lot of that stuff is really common in D&D in general, especially with Scanlan's character being
I love Scanlan. He's a fucking Tyrion from Game of Thrones.
Bards
I want to fuck
that
everything.
Stereotype of I want to fuck everything, and Scanlan, played by Sam Riegel, really took that to heart throughout the show. But it's
So
a
good.
great contrast to who the character grows into to be later.
If you're playing a bard and the words "Can I seduce it?" do not come out of your mouth, you're
At least
playing
once
it
or twice.
incorrectly.
Yeah. Can I talk my way out of this situation? No. Can I fuck my way out of this situation?
Maybe.
That's
Roll.
the bard.
Give it a try.
You can certainly try. But
I love that angle for him.
It plays very close. They had to ad-lib some things, especially for combat, because the way D&D combat works, it can get kind of 3 hours long and nothing's really happening other than killing.
Right.
So yeah, there's
some
dialogue
here and there.
But yeah, it plays it really close.
That's really cool and fun. So based on that's your comparison point. What do you hope for future seasons? Do you want to see more of that crazy in your face? Do you like the balance they settled with in the last half of the season?
Because I know everything that happens in the story.
Try to be vague.
Yeah.
But just kind of give us an idea of what you like, or at least because, like you said, it could change with the show.
Yeah.
What do you hope out of the upcoming season?
Well, because of the way the show ends, I'm not going to spoil it, but the way the show ends on that cliffhanger, when you see those things that are looking back at them,
yeah,
that is a huge arc that happens, and I mean like monumental to the story.
Nice.
But
you got to go somewhere for season 2.
They're going to probably go to what's called the Slayer's Take, which is a guild that happens off slightly away from where they currently are in Iman.
Okay.
They're probably going to go into there and start building up into the Chroma Conclave due to the fact that they did that cliffhanger, which means there's going to be a lot of fucking dragons. Which is going to look great in animation. A lot of different colored dragons with different abilities at that.
I hope so. Side note. Hold on. Just so I haven't memorized everyone's name. Overall, out of the group, I love Grog and Pike.
Yeah, Grog and Pike.
The female gnome. I love their relationship. He feels like a Drax and a rocket raccoon. Similar. A rocket raccoon that's female. If we could, I don't know.
They definitely have similarities. I noticed that too.
But I love Grog. He's the stereotypical barbarian, but he's super. He definitely feels like he's on the spectrum in that same sense that Drax is.
Yeah,
like
he's a Goliath.
They play him that way though.
He's stupid but lovable.
Yeah, that's my favorite best friend pairing. I love Percy's dark, unassuming.
No mercy, Percy.
Unassuming that whatever darkness is affecting him. I love that. And my second favorite thing that I'm not sure about yet is the twin brother and sister.
Vax and Vex.
Vexalia and Vexildan. I like Vax's potential relationship with Keyleth, the elf.
Oh yeah, Keyleth, yeah.
And I love the innuendos that he unassumingly presents to
with
the
Gilmore.
Fairly gay, obviously gay vendor that he tries to buy magic sundays from.
Is very, very bisexual and has a previous relationship with Gilmore.
Which one? Who's Gilmore?
Gilmore is the very gay vendor.
Oh, okay. So
Gilmore's Glorious Goods.
The vendor that I'm entertained by, who's already infatuated with him, is an ex. Okay.
Kind of. They have like more of a fling rather than a relationship.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite character interactions. Do you have a number one that you like
My
out of this
absolute favorite
group?
character of all of them?
Do a favorite character and a favorite relationship, perhaps.
My favorite character is No Mercy Percy. 100%. He always has been since I've listened to the show.
Huh.
Back when it was a podcast.
Could you relate it to the show? Which one's that guy?
White-haired guy with a gun.
Oh, Percy.
Yeah, No
The guy-
Mercy Percy.
That's one of yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got a weird dark past that's
Yeah.
connected to him. Yeah.
My favorite relationship, honestly, has always been the Vax and Vex relationship, just because
They're siblings, right?
yeah,
Twin siblings. Okay.
they're siblings that came from a shitty father and really just crappy life, but they kind of stuck it out together.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that kind of reminds me of my relationship with my older sister. So I kind of always, in
enough.
almost exact detail, to be quite honest, as far as
Strikingly intriguing, sir.
but
Yeah.
obviously minus me stabbing people. I only carry so many knives on me.
Well, I like the way Vax handles combat anyway. Like
Yeah.
he just kind of tries to get in there.
But I do love Grog and Pike like you do. They
Grog
are
and
so
Pipe
much fun together.
are so sweet. He's like the gigantic barbarian who's dumb,
Yeah,
and Pike is the sweet best friend of his.
yeah.
And man, I like when she disappeared for a couple episodes. I was like,
That's going to be very frequent.
well, for
Like,
the
a lot.
I know, okay, but for season 1, it was a
gonna be
bit
in every
weighty
season.
for her being gone for 2 full episodes, and I was like, I feel so bad for Grog.
There's like a whole arc where she's just not in it.
Oh,
Because Ashley
sad.
Johnson was on a very popular TV show. And she was a main character, so she couldn't really be around. And this persists into the second campaign, which is after these characters. In the third campaign, she's finally absolutely free.
as long as Grog doesn't commit suicide over the
No.
absence.
No, he gets hilarious with his relationships with Scanlan and
I was
Vax.
like, he's hilarious already. I'm
Yeah.
fine with it.
their
Keep
relationship.
going.
His relationship with Scanlan is fucking phenomenal later on.
I do like overall, like, okay, I love Percy for the dark mystery that is him, but I love Scanlan. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I love him for his Tyrion counterpart aspect, the gnome that likes to fuck everything. Like, he injects that comedy, that side commentary comedy that you need in a series like this.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I feel like I know your rating, but what do you get the season 1 of this?
Season 1, I definitely think a little bit of it was rushed at certain parts, in the early parts of it anyway. Just trying to get through the Krieg part, which General Krieg was voiced by David Tennant. He's the blue dragon you see in the first couple episodes.
Oh.
That guy.
Hey, okay.
So they had to rush kind of through that part because Tiberius was also around in that part. So I give it a 9.5 purely because of that. Otherwise, it would be a solid 10 if they had a few more episodes to kind of do that.
Okay. I'm agree with you. I'm going to go a little higher, not having the background that you do with this story and franchise. I'm going to get, for me, the show was a 10 out of 10 every night at work, on breaks every week. I was trying to cram it in. The only shout out I would like to give to that he was kind of he's only in 4 of the 10 episodes. But when you hear him talk, you're like, holy shit, that's the guy from Game of Thrones. Rory McCann played Duke Vedmir. He plays the Hound in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
That Arya and the Hound have this constant thing in the final seasons. You can hear he is distinctly not only that voice, but he plays the same kind of asshole in Vox Machina. And I thought, oh, that's such a perfect casting. It sounds like
to watch this again.
He's in the same setting. Was that like not quite familiar with you at the time?
It hit me pretty quick. I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. All right, you said 9.5.
Yeah, if I had no prior knowledge, it would be a solid 10, 100%.
All right, so you and
It's
me
worth
give it a
watching.
9.
I feel like everyone should watch it if they like animated shows.
This is like an automatic recommendation, regardless of that. But like you and me combined, we give it a Nerdentials rating of 9.7.
Yeah. Nick, what was your rating when you did your piece on it?
Did you? How much? Do you watch it all?
I
Sorry,
watched 2 episodes.
Huh?
Watched 2 episodes.
Oh, I was gonna feel bad had you seen it all and you hadn't chimed in yet. I was like, "What's going on, Nick? You didn't."
I do need
anything."
to. I do need to finish it. I just had a lot I was watching, and I
Dude, we've had a shitload of stuff come out the past
Dude, Nick,
couple months.
To be fair, Nick, you watch way more than either of us combined.
Yeah,
So it's all good.
Especially movies. You're definitely more solid on the movies than I'll ever be.
My favorite character in the series is I'm just a big fan for Matt Mercer, so I like Lord
Dude.
Silas.
Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking loved Gray DeLisle, or I forgot, she has a new last name because she changed it when she got married. Her as Delilah Briarwood, I've loved her voice since I was a kid, and she's been in almost every single one of my favorite pieces of work since then. I love her. She's one of my favorite voice actresses of all time.
Love it. All right. Real quick from here, I think we can either close it out. Is there Ryan? Probably
My rating of what I've seen so far is a 9.
Oh, sorry, I mean to talk over you. So go ahead, say that again.
My rating so far from what I've seen is a 9.
9.
Yeah. You see, I try to watch this before I go to bed when the kids are already in bed, and by the time I go to watch it, I'm already halfway fallen asleep, and that's why I've only watched 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I feel you, dude. That's where I've been this particular last week with anything, is I've worked a lot, and yeah, it's been hard. Oh, damn me. Just stepping back into the studio. Wow, it was perfect amount of time. Sorry if you didn't realize I was going to drown you out, guys, for 30 seconds.
You're fine.
But I've taken 3 straight shots of tequila, and it's been gross with no chaser. I'm going to try this new chaser, see how it goes. It's called Aussie Lemonade style. I'm going to let you know how it tastes. Aussie Lemonade.
I've heard about that. They sell it at my local convenience store.
Super lemonade-y.
I would hope so, with a name like that.
Well, I can't give you a full, unbiased opinion because it's filled with tequila. It's filled with a very high quality Hornitos, 100% agave, $24 a fifth tequila. Very clean, very smooth, zero hangover. It's a nice suggestion for a future cast. But this Monster Juice Energy Aussie Lemonade drink, it's generic super lemonade. Can't quite tell the difference from another lemonade. And there's tequila in the aftertaste. But that's because that's what I'm drinking. Anyway, let's close out this shindig. We've had a lot of fun. We actually had a healthy amount of diving in to, some hot takes and some deep dives. And it's been semi-deep dives. Sorry. If you guys want to see a deep dive, look at our backlog. There's a 3-hour podcast about season 2 of Stranger Things. What? I know. Crazy. It's on YouTube and here on the audio form. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys like the new format. And if you have no clue, just keep listening. Don't worry about it. Just hit subscribe. Just be the change you want to see in a podcast. Be the new listener. Accept what you're hearing.
Tell us what you want.
Don't look back. No, Ryan. This is where we're trying to change shit. We're not trying to appease anyone. We're trying to do the shit we want to do because we like to do it. We're trying to be ourselves.
That's exactly what they want, though.
And we want to grow our audience based on the fact that they like us and what we're doing. Not, hey, here's a concept. How do you want to change it? because that's unfortunately how all content creators are today. It's a
Sadly.
sad life to live. And if we get successful based on doing our own shit, our own fucking shit, thank you for joining us. Fuck Patreon. We're uncensored. We're on YouTube. And I'll say fuck a few different times here and there, not intentionally, but for the end of this fucking show, I am. Because if you sat through 2 hours of this fucking bullshit, you deserve to hear the word fuck.
I agree.
I thought that about the Snyder Cut. Like when we did a 3-hour recording and I was bleeping Paul in the third hour of the thing, I was like, there's a select few people that are going to listen to this. Do I need to censor it for them? Because I know Jim, who has a 5-year-old daughter, is not listening to this while doing the dishes. Fuck that. No, you're either in a security job, a monotonous factory job, and you're listening to it with earbuds.
I've done both of those, and yes, that is exactly what I did when I was doing those jobs.
And you know what? That's what I do. I do a factory job, essentially. Not to diminish what I do. I make decent money, but I listen to a lot of podcasts and not out in the open. Granted, this is on YouTube too, so we'll see how that pans out. But for now, there's nothing new, nothing special, nothing extensive. No Patreon. We just appreciate that you're here listening to the raw, uncut feed that is the future of Nerdentials. Hopefully, this is a little more freeing for Nick. Hopefully this is just an extension of Ryan's own personal life.
Basically.
And we love you deeply, sir. I do, at least. And it's been fun censoring you, but I need to take a break from all that editing.
That's fair. But
I act like I've been doing a lot of it.
I do got to jump because I had Jimmy John's for lunch, and I ate a shitload of Jimmy Peppers.
Wait, hold on. This stream has been going for 3 hours, and you've been sitting on that?
For the past 15 minutes, yes.
Okay, Ryan, thank you for joining us. Are you doing anything right now, or we save that for another time?
He's trying to get rid of gurgly butts.
TikToks.
I got to go do a chocolate shotgun.
All right. Well, we'll see you in the end, sir. Avita Zane, stay on the stream. I'll talk to you later.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, he's still there. Didn't get rid of him, but let's. We're not censoring, Nick. How does it feel?
It was the gaggly butts.
Yeah, that was kind of gross. But anyway, Nicholas, we did some housekeeping for you, but I guess we could just in a small modicum amount, just kind of reiterate slightly that, we're in audio form wherever podcasts are found. Boom, there you go. Look up Nerdentials. We're also on Google. Look up Nerdentials. Just type in that Nerdentials, kind of like credentials, but with the word nerd in front of it. Just look it up. You'll find it. And if I missed anything, as my cat scratches the shit out of the bottom side of my desk, if I forgot anything, which I don't think I did, YouTube. Nerdentials Gaming on the one side. Nerdentials Podcast, second channel. 2 channels. Hit sub, hit the bell. Hit a like on this video if you like the new us. If you like where we're going with this, leave a comment. I'd love to hear. We would all love to hear the commentators' raw thoughts about us going raw. Pun intended fully. Nicholas, can I get a fuck yeah for the night?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, dude, this is our first official uncensored episode. This is literally the tail last 30 seconds that no one's gonna watch. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, you did me right tonight, Nick. That whole ASMR flow with the mic.
I just can't really yell it because people are sleeping.
I'm sorry. You're right. You don't need to yell it. I really wanted to hear it like this. And you delivered.
Oh,
you delivered. So, no one's here anymore except only the people that really are liking what they're hearing. And I'm one of those fans. I follow podcasters. I listen to the last minute, to the last second of bullshit. I do. I work 10, 12 hours a night sometimes, monotonously with headphones, and I'm like, sometimes I skip because I'm like, I need some rejuvenation, but other times I'm like, what are these guys going to say in the final seconds of this cast?
So next week, we have our assignments.
Recap.
Moon Knight. Picard.
Mm-hmm. Star Trek Picard. For anyone that can read that. Yep. Go on. What else?
And Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile?
I think that's what it's called. It's on Hulu.
I'm going to do a search for it, and we'll reconvene midweek before casting.
It is the sequel to the movie Murder on the Orient. It was released a few years ago.
By Murder on the Orient, is that like the train movie thing? On the train? What? Murder on the Nile is a sequel?
Yeah.
Dude.
It's based off books, dude.
Dude. We're like closing up shop here, and you're spreading out some fresh info. I hope only our dedicated fans will get a gist of this, because we don't fucking tweet this shit. Fuck you all. I hope the dedicated ones are listening still. Gotta be like that, Nick. No, seriously. No, not fuck you guys. If you're still listening, we fucking love you. You're fucking amazing. This is the fucking end of the episode. If anyone's still fucking listening, this will be a record fucking amount of times that I have said the word fucking. And Nick, I would like one more ASMR fuck from you.
Fuck, fuckity fuck, fuck.
That was worthy of a Kevin Smith song, sir. Good night.